Shorty got me working hard like a math test. GPS, I'm on the way, ma.
All right, we are live at Renfield's Corner, Uptown, Dallas, Texas. Popular nightclub destination in Dallas.
2603 Ralph Street, Dallas, Texas.
There, what he said. We are doing our inaugural episode of the Culture Kickback here at Renfield, and for the immediate future, it will always be here every Tuesday night. Feel free to come and be a part of the experience. We're humble starts, but hopefully it's going to grow. Anyway, I have right here with me my boy DJ Brian Pibb. We've been friends for many years. I myself, of course, am John the Baptist, aka Premier Poppy, aka Duke Dolo, aka Double J Jacoby, nicknamed by 80 Proof Rider, gang, Mob Squad in the building. Anyway, so Brian, why don't you tell them what the show's about?
Well, I've been trying to do a movie thing for a while, but me and John...
Somebody was bullshitting, if you want to be honest about it. Somebody was bullshitting.
Yeah, well, John works behind the camera. I've been wanting to work in front of the camera, so I guess it's kind of... We just wanted to go ahead and meld this up, you know.
Anyway, finally the right opportunity presented itself, so here we are at Renfield's Corner.
Right.
And to get into what we're doing, it's of course, if you've seen anything else I'm doing on It'sTheBomb.com, I have Bomb Takes, and I have On Air Don't Care with Mr. Sidney J, 80 Proof Rider. This is a separate show. This is going to be strictly movies, perhaps video games, entertainment, pop culture, and that nature. Right? That's kind of pretty much what we have mapped out for the Culture Kickback.
Right.
Nothing too outside of that. I don't think we get too political, but if it has to do with the pop culture as far as video games and things like that, I think it's going to be pretty dope.
Yeah, let's get down to business. So let's go ahead and talk about, I know this is on everybody's mind.
Why don't you tell them what we're talking about? What's the movie?
We're going to talk about Solo, the Star Wars story, and we're going to talk about Lucasfilms and Kathleen Kennedy.
Why don't you go ahead and this is your inaugural show into the stratosphere. Why don't you open this up? Say what you need to say.
All right. Well, there's been so much media from people that are fans to blogs to actual media aspects out there. They've been basically saying this film was kind of sabotaged itself when it was released. Basically, the film was directed by Ron Howard, was going to be from Phil Lord and Chris Miller. But
they went through a bunch of director changes, right, before they settled.
Yeah, it's basically the vision that they had did not get on Kathleen Kennedy's radar. So with that situation, they got pulled off of the movie. Sent in, and then Ron Howard kind of got pulled in and became a director of the hour, I guess. They had to change the whole film, so they had to turn it into a $250 million film. And basically had a deadline release date, May, Memorial Day weekend, and just didn't do the numbers, man. There's a lot of backlash out there for The Last Jedi. A lot of people...
You think that affected Solo?
Oh, definitely. I definitely think that's why we're having this conversation today, actually. There's just so many people that are just angry how their beloved characters are treated, just to have the new characters to bring out with the old, in with the new. But we're going to go ahead and just keep using these side movies and just keep for fanfare just to get people...
Well, before we go into the actual Solo review, let's talk about that. How do you feel about... because that's an old man's mentality. What I had was better than what they doing. You think it really holds not trying to experiment with the universe? You think they should leave it alone, or do you like what they're doing with the properties?
Rogue One was ambitious. It's definitely a fan film. What if, we've always wanted to see...
Well, it's canon. It ain't a what if. It's canon.
It's canon now because that's Kennedy's canon. But a lot of our issues that we're having is a lot of people were, man, we should have done the Admiral Thrawn series, the books.
Yeah, the original, you mean the original post-trilogy? Yeah, I read those books back in the day.
So basically, anything that wasn't the exact trilogy was not canon anymore, you know? And, or even with the prequels, how, and it's funny, they're doing callbacks to some of the stuff on Rebels, if you watch Star Wars Rebels, or, Clone Wars. But still, it's kind of like a fine line. Well, that's not canon, but it is canon.
Now, the Rebels and all that stuff, the Clone Wars cartoons, all that stuff is, technically it's canon. But me personally, dude, I loved Rogue One.
Right.
I did. there were the faults that I found with it were very few. Now, now The Last Jedi, overall, did I like it? Yes, but there were some huge missteps. Now, okay, let's get into Solo. Why don't you give me your overall, or actually, you give me your points that you want to talk about a Solo?
Let's just put it this way. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the Last Jedi. Rian Johnson did take some risk. He did not do a rehash of Force Awakens. Now, everybody was so hungry for Star Wars to come back. All new stories, new fresh everything, and man, the fanfare was at an all-time high when Force Awakens. So yeah, that's why that movie is like the number 2 moneymaker in the world right now. You know, basically. But here's the situation on that is that it's still a rehash of New Hope.
Right.
And so with Last Jedi, there's so many things that we could have done with the storyline. There was so much the fanfare was really at all-time high, and they just dropped the ball. You know, like I understand. I kind of see both sides of it. I mean, I really appreciate Rian Johnson for trying to do something different, but I liked The Last Jedi much more than Force Awakens, but I had much more fun at Solo. If you know, we're going to talk about Solo. Solo, if you're not a Star Wars fan, is a great movie for the family. It's Alden Ehrenreich. He had a lot of stuff on his shoulders. The media kind of hurt that with their saying that he needed an acting coach, and basically saying that he needed to step in the toes of Harrison Ford. I think the expectations are too high. I mean, when you got Harrison Ford made this role, he was Solo. Like,
there's quite a whole story just because Harrison Ford becoming even taking the part. So
right.
Now me personally, I think that the only fault with Solo in my eyes is Ian Reichart. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Alden Ehrenreich. I had to.
I forget how to forget to spell his name. It's not which I think that's a horrible misstep. If you're trying to launch a property, a new character, you probably get an actor. I said it. It's like you probably should get an actor that his name is easier to pronounce. But anyway, and not to say I don't dislike the kid. Like, I think he's got great charisma, a great screen presence, and I think the kid's got a great future ahead of him. However, at no point when I watched Solo did I look at that kid and go, "Shit, man, that's a young Han Solo."
When you've watched the first 20 minutes, you know it's a young Solo. You know, before he joins.
I never did. I never looked at that kid.
And I don't want to give spoilers, but before he joins a certain group.
We're a couple of weeks away from you. Don't worry about spoiling. We're a couple of weeks away.
Okay, so when he joins the Empire, because he wants.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he wants to be a pilot. And basically, it feels like you could tell his character matured on screen. And I definitely got to give him props that after that initial scene when he meets Woody Harrelson's character, I feel like he finally started taking off as his own Solo, you know. But
I never did. I think the cinematographers, the art direction, all this shit. I think they crafted a beautifully presented Star Wars universe. But again, the only flaw, I think Chewbacca seemed to me like a young Chewbacca. I loved Woody Harrelson's character. Everything worked except for him. And I had a good time the whole time. I'm telling you, I loved the kid. But at no point, never, not once, not for 1 second, did I ever thought that I was watching the adventures of young Han Solo and Chewbacca. It just seemed like just some, whatever random smugglers and adventurers in the Star Wars universe, which is fine. I had a good time. You could have called it anything else but Solo, and I still would have loved the movie. It felt like when I played the damn Star Wars role playing games when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it felt like. It had that kind of adventurous feel. Only I literally could see the world as it was going down.
Now I could see the fanfare. It's definitely a fanfare film. It's not. I think the love for the character is just too much that I feel like anything they would have done would have been.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. I think they easily. I think with large properties like Disney and stuff like that, time is a huge issue, and I think in the machine that works behind the scenes. Because I think actors get different pushes, and I think machines looked at him and thought, man, what a great opportunity to push this kid that we can now bank on in the future and blah blah blah. without actually taking the time to think if he really matches the character.
If
and
the
I don't
media
think that he
didn't
does at
really
all.
talk about acting coaches and stuff like that, I think there would have been they would have given them a benefit of the doubt. Like, let's go back to Rogue One. I didn't really care for Felicity, the lead character of Rogue One, but everybody really
It works for me. She worked for me.
or just like Ender's character, like what his motives and stuff like that, just like how they kind of grazed on certain things, like characterization. Why Rogue One is so beloved right now is just all the action and everything all the things that are, like stuff you always wanted to see on screen, and it was actually presented, and then I felt like some of the stuff that was presented with Solo was actually really well done, like how
everything. I mean, like,
how they handled the Empire,
Like Danny Glover
did
because here we are. Here we're talking about a young kid who I say, in my opinion, failed trying to be Han Solo. But then in the same movie, you have Danny Glover, a young talent in Hollywood and music and all that stuff like that. Right. He had a job of doing the same task of playing a younger, beloved Star Wars character. And I think he knocked that shit out the motherfucking park.
Right.
I mean, like, that nigga, like, when they started the fucking scene, like, he was even emulating, like, Billy D. Williams' like voice and mannerism, and then like little by little he like kind of scaled into his own performance, which I think that helps you like.
Donald Glover did a good job as Billy D. Williams, man. Like as Lando.
Yeah, as Lando. Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. No, what you said is right.
Yeah.
Because he didn't really be. I mean, he was Lando, but Lando really was Billy D. Williams.
Right.
He didn't really act that much. He was just cool ass Billy D. Williams.
No, here's the situation on that. The whole pansexual thing that they promoted online.
What?
Oh, like they were really trying to promote that Lando was pansexual, and the relationship with the robot in the movie. L-33.
Well, I mean, so what? It's like, guess what? It's not our universe. It's not there. Like, if he is, then so what? Like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? They've expanded past.
It's the whole Kennedy propaganda that everybody keeps saying that she's trying to bring, stuff like that doesn't need to be in a sci-fi saga. Soap opera.
But that's an opinion because like in a world especially one that's not ours, like you have a million planets, a million universes, a million whatever. Like, so of course there's going to be a million different lifestyles. Showing like we're dealing with one planet and a couple of you're talking about billions of solar systems and of course there's going to be like to hate on if they want to choose to do some of the character. I mean, dude. So what? If you don't like it, don't watch it, and hold on to what is and doesn't portray that. Like I don't see the point to get mad. I mean, like because dude, because to take a property like Transformers that I think they just Michael Bay, like I love Michael Bay as a director, but I think he just fucked the entire. Like I've watched those movies, not once thinking I'm watching my cartoons come to life. I'm just watching a movie about giant robots.
Well, what's the funny thing about that? It's like. The first movie, Michael Bay's like, I don't even like cartoons. I don't even like Transformers. I don't like, and he went ahead and did it. And it actually for a Michael Bay film, got rave reviews, for the first one.
Well, I think that's because that's just what dumb audiences want to see. But, like, I mean, you took, like, but here's the thing is, and here's the same problem I have with this movie is that you have a beloved character and you did zero to little attempt to make sure that this person that's taking over or representing him as a young character is even like him as a young character. Same thing Michael Bay did is he recreated the looks of characters that people already have fans of. How does that even where's the logic in that? You want your property to be successful, and there's already a fan base for your property, and you decide to make changes as to what that when is that ever going to work? I mean,
just going back to the Transformers thing, Michael Bay is just he always has these shots, if he didn't do a typical Michael Bay film and actually just...
And I love that stuff. I think that stuff looks good.
Have his short skirts and,
Yeah, I don't care about all... Like, that stuff is fine, but it's
and explosions. It's pretty much the same thing that he does in every movie.
Basics. It's it's like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you... Like, the problems with Michael Bay's Transformers films is, why do we have to have humans be the stars of a movie called The Transformers? Like... Optimus Prime is more than capable of being the star of a movie called The Transformers. I think that's a
Hollywood thing, man. I think Hollywood would not risk. I mean, if we could watch a whole film about...
Yeah, you're right. It's a risk because they don't think that that you could bank a movie
on just robots.
Right, but guess what? Pixar and Disney do it all the time.
We're watching Incredibles 2, man. Did 180 million, like record numbers for the sequel right now, this weekend, which actually Disney bounced back from the loss of the Solo. So yeah, you haven't seen it, I have, and it was excellent. I had more fun.
It looks
at
good.
this.
I plan on seeing Incredible.
I had more fun at this than I did at Justice League, but
I had I had more fun watching Solo than any of most of the DC movies that have come out lately. So by that metric, I mean, like they all outperform Solo and are by and large all the current DC EU or whatever that shit is are worse films than Solo. I mean, I stand by that.
Right.
All the recent DC films are worse than Solo by far. Even though they outperform Solo, all of them, but they're horrible films.
I can see why you don't like it. I like Batman versus Superman for totally different reasons than anybody else. Probably,
I mean, can you have fun with them and watch them and enjoy the stuff? Yeah, there's a lot of special effects on display and stuff like that, and just watching Batman and Superman fight and that shit's kind of cool. But the writing on display in Superman and Batman is just
it's not loyal to the comic book.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's not it's not loyal to the comic book.
And that goes back to my whole thing with the Han Solo and Transformers. Is like, dude, you have the properties, you have the story, everything that people love about them is already there, and then you take and you want to change it. Like, the reason why Chris Nolan Batman worked is because he adapted what was there into a cinematic style. Like, he didn't add anything that wasn't there.
Right.
I mean, he utilized what was there and kind of made it his own. But too many people get involved in these properties and think that they can alter and manipulate it and people still going to love it.
Well, I think Solo had a lot of people behind the scenes tangling with the finished product.
Yeah, I think that happens on all the DC problems. You have Warner Brothers and DC at the constant struggle with hands.
There's too many hands in the cookie jar. Yeah. Let's be real here. So I don't know, man. Some of the strongest movies were written by 2 people, not 9. And not only that, I mean,
and not compromising a vision like that.
Look at Alien 3 by David Fincher. I mean, he was number 11 out of the directors, from Peter Jackson to David Toy, and they screwed that. That was his first film. He doesn't even want anything to do with Alien or talking about it ever since that, it was his first film. But now he's the man, one of the best directors of all time. Everybody loves David Fincher. So it is what it is. It's just, a lot of studios think what the audiences want, not necessarily what the audiences deserve to have, and I don't always, I mean, I love Alien 3 for what it is. I mean, everybody wanted Aliens, a sequel to Aliens, they wanted more.
Right. And see, I mean, that's one of the properties that, I just enjoy, I'm not, Aliens and stuff does not, have a deep-rooted love, I love watching them,
right,
but I don't have, a deep association with them, so I don't have the complaints with the series as a lot of people do, is because they're not so near and dear to me. I just love just taking 2.5 hours to watch, one of the films, because it's fun to me. I just watched Prometheus, not Prometheus, but Alien Covenant today.
Yeah.
Is it a great film? No, but I fucking love.
It's a continuation of the
story.
I
just love watching it. It's fun to me.
I'm just saying, you have a movie that's up here, and then people don't. I mean, sometimes it's hard to surpass. Very rarely are we gonna have a Godfather 2 or Empire Strikes Back in our situations. But you got to give it to them. That movie.
But you can't say that. I think Marvel is definitely doing that.
Right. I thought Alien 3 was much better than Resurrection. Let's just be real on that.
Resurrection was not good.
Yeah.
Resurrection, I think, clearly was too many scripts and trying to keep one element from this script to element from that script. I think. Well,
they wanted to bring Ripley back.
Yeah, so bad.
I still feel like that was the biggest waste of time of film. But let's go to. So we got Transformers was 5 or 6? Was it 6 films or 5?
God, I don't even. Dude, I haven't.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
I haven't even watched the last.
Now
one.
they're trying to reboot it with Bumblebee.
See, here you go. Yeah. Now I think, but watching the trailer for Bumblebee, it looks like they finally understand. You know what I'm saying? They're doing a very human story. You can come in frame. You can come in frame, Sarah. I need nerds to know that we hang out with pretty girls. So say hi, Sarah. See, nerds still hang out with pretty girls.
Hey,
it's possible.
I mean,
it's possible.
Yeah.
But but like Bumblebee is the opposite of. I mean, now I don't know. It could be a total fuck up. But the trailer, he
doesn't
back
feel
to
like
it
a Michael Bay film. It
he's
feels
a bug.
like yeah.
It's like you know what I mean. They could easily just made him a Camaro or whatever else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the old Camaro. No.
Yeah.
They've worked out whatever situation with with Volkswagen because they don't
Right.
want to be in war or pictures or whatever their
Right.
issue was. And so and I love that. It's a very intimate story. You know what I mean? Like between him and whoever this chick is, like that's what it always should have been. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't. You don't need to make the human the star of the picture.
Right.
Bumblebee looks like it's about Bumblebee, and these are just supporting characters.
Right. Well, I mean, to go back to what we are, because I feel like we've gone off the spectrum of what we were trying to talk about.
But I think that's
Solo.
going to happen almost every time.
Yeah,
this
but,
happens.
yeah. So the key thing is Solo. If you're not trying to get involved in fandom and you want to have more Star Wars, it's definitely the way to go. It's definitely a
But see, I
family
mean, like,
film.
but here's the thing: is like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, so how long has it been? It's been when did Star Wars come out? 1970.
1978. Actually.
1978.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Dude, the people who have watched, those people are steadily dying. I mean, like, you have to let go, like, you know what I mean? Just either enjoy it or don't, because there's a new generation of people that are enjoying these
Right.
properties, and like they want different things from these new films than
What
what was
the rumor is Billy D. Williams is going to be in number 9. You know, so
fantastic. I hope he
yeah,
is.
you know, like, but we went ahead and killed off. Well, I mean, I'm sure Harrison when he was. I mean, that was the stipulation. I mean, it's well known. Like, if he was going to sign on for number 9, you know, to kill off his character, he wanted
Right.
to kill off his character at number 3. Got to go by the original trilogy. 6, you know, Return of the Jedi. So, you know, he didn't get to do that. He just thought he had nothing more to add to the story, and that's why he wanted to kill his character off. Now,
Which is fine. I mean, like, cause dude, I kind of like that. Like, you know, there's a lot, and there's a rumor mill that like in Star Wars films, unless you see someone die, chances are like they don't die. You know what I mean? Because like in a reverse plot, you could have had him fall somewhere, got on a plane, blah blah blah, whatever. Harrison Ford didn't want to do anymore. He wanted to die, and I think it was a fitting end. Like it does a certain thing for Kylo Ren's character.
Right.
You know what I mean? It grants him a certain kind of authority, you know what I mean? Like, he's not pussyfooting around with what he's doing.
Here's the thing is, like, Colin, the director of Jurassic World original, he got a hit movie, you know, like, basically, until Star Wars came in, it was the number 1.
It was right.
So, when Colin got fired out from number 9, because the word is he was fighting for, to Luke to stay alive, you know, in his version. And I don't know, like Rian Johnson and Kennedy had their thing going, and
like that. To me, the biggest problem with Last Jedi was not Luke Skywalker, but with Mark Hamill. Like, I think, and like, I mean, I've seen Mark Hamill blame it on the writers, but it looks like he just phoned that shit. Like, I never once.
This is the most he's been paid in a
the
long time.
only
$1 million,
the only time in Last Jedi that I thought that Mark Hamill was acting was the one scene with R2.
Right.
It was the only time I saw Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi.
Right.
The rest of the time, it was Mark Hamill.
He just seemed like an old man.
It just seemed like, no, it literally seemed like Mark Hamill in Luke Skywalker cosplay, like being grumpy-ass Mark Hamill.
Right. Well,
The whole beginning of the movie, with the beginning of the movie, he takes the lightsaber, like, what the fuck? Like, that didn't seem like...
I mean, I get where you're saying, like, 'cause a lot of people think, like, it's basically Hamill's trying to put them under the bus, you know, like, in interviews he feels...
Maybe there was a director telling him to do that. I don't know, because I wasn't on set.
Well, he feels like, definitely when he's on the same stage as Kathleen Kennedy or Ryan, Johnson, or whatever, I mean, he's... Basically, it seems like they're very uncomfortable when he's talking. Because,
well, I mean, because, like, here's the thing, dude, is, like, and I mean, like, I'm an amateur filmmaker.
Right.
Sarah Jamie Lewis in the building. I'm Undine Immortals. Look for that. A couple months. Anyway, I'm an amateur filmmaker. I'm directing and being lead cinematographer on a film. Like, there's 2 jobs that you have to have. One is making sure that the movie looks good, and number 2, that there's good acting. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
right.
that there is a responsibility for the director.
Right.
If that was Mark Hamill, still the director is responsible for not, like, reeling that in, phoning, making it, redirecting him to be accurate. Because, dude, I never felt like I saw a Jedi master. It seemed like a bitter old man. Like how is this the result of a guy that's like been studying under Yoda and you know like it didn't fit to me at all. Just
It
not work.
just seemed like he, well, kind of. I'll go ahead and go along with it. Remember Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Where he did Cock Knocker.
Yeah.
And it just like so he's kind of in on like he wanted to put Luke to rest. You know, like now okay, well they're not letting him. He's always going to be Skywalker for the rest of his life. He's just going to be. So I'm sure, like, yeah, $1 million to go back to the character, fine. That's a lot of money, you know. Like, I mean, I think he's a great character actor. You know, he does great.
He is.
stuff.
I mean, dude, like his work, his voice acting work is like tremendous, man.
I
It's
mean,
tremendous.
The Joker, you know,
yeah.
like, he did a cameo in Mystery Science Theater. I mean, he did the Kingsman. You know, like, just like does great role. He does a lot of great stuff that it feels like he's really enjoying and chewing up the fat when he's on screen
Right.
for those type of things, but. Here he just kind of felt like, all right, well, I already know what the script says, so I'm just gonna go ahead and
He just like he was just gonna
collect
do what
my
he
paycheck,
wants.
you know. So
Like, because that's the difference between I think the Force Awakens. Like I there are aspects of the Last Jedi that I loved, but overall I think the Force Awakens, like as much shit as it gets from people, I think the Force Awakens was a better film, mostly because Mark Hamill didn't get a chance to fuck it up. Like,
right.
And I love Mark Hamill, so it's hard for me to say that, but he
Well, in
fucked
my
up the Last
opinion,
Jedi.
like if they were when they announced the new characters, you know what? I would have rather had it ambiguous.
I can't wait till the Star Wars universe goes into directions outside of characters connected to the
Skywalker
Anakin, the Skywalker
yeah.
trilogy, or the
Like,
Skywalker genealogy.
Like my whole thing is, I would have rather have been ambiguous. I'd rather them die of old age or something. Like I don't want to know like what happened. I mean, after they, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they defeated Darth Vader. The Emperor Palpatine is killed. You know, that's the way I want it to be. You know, like the
I mean, in my
Empire's
mind,
done,
it's still like the post Empire Strikes or the Return of the Jedi is Admiral Thrawn. Like no
Right.
matter what happens in my mind, like even though I like for the most part I like the two movies. In my mind, what I think happens after Return of the Jedi is
Right.
Admiral Thrawn comes back. Like that's in my mind. That's what happens after. So it doesn't really matter.
Right.
You know. So that's a perfect example. What I mean is like, you know, quit being mad at what happens. Like you can choose to have however it wants to end in your mind. And you won't. I mean, like, so don't be mad when the people that own the property do what they want with the property. Like you're
Right.
getting mad over nothing.
Right. It is what it is. I mean, I mean, everything that's been said that from every nerd. I mean, there's at least 92 blogs on Last Jedi, Kathleen Kennedy, and Solo.
Yeah.
So like, there's nothing I'm gonna really add to that. But I just definitely said that even though I might agree with the angry fans, I still went and saw it as a movie fan, not a Star Wars fan. You know, like
I
that's
try to
why-
watch every
yeah.
movie. Like I mean, because like sometimes trailers you know influence you in ways they shouldn't. Either build you up to an expectation that it can't live up to, or even you know. And sometimes I love it when it like undersells it. And then like I'm like this recently I just watched. I mean, not to go into big review of Setup, but if you like rom-coms or the Set It Up on Netflix. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I've kind of started it on.
It's tremendous. It's tremendous. Tay Diggs, whatever, like that. I was
Lucy Liu
undersold.
does a great job
Yeah,
in it,
I was
you know.
undersold by the promotion they've done by it, and like a trailer I saw for it. Undersold. The movie is tremendous. It should have been released like in theaters. I can't believe that it was like by rom-com standards. It's damn up there. I laughed my fucking ass off at that movie.
Did you see the? Okay, it's direct. Everything. It has the two main characters of that movie was in a baseball movie. I can't think of the movie right now. It has everything is. Sorry, I'm gonna have to pull it up. You know?
Yeah, I mean, shit. We have the internet at our disposal. So
Yeah.
you talking about the lead?
Yeah, the lead two people in that movie.
I already have the Google thing on it
Yeah.
because I was looking up.
Well,
earlier.
it's directed by the guy who did Dazed and Confused. And
Is
so,
it?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Not that movie we're talking about. I'm talking about the movie that they were in together.
Oh, before that. Oh, I
Yeah.
got you.
And
You talking about the lead, Glenn Powell?
Yeah. What movies is she in? Yeah. What movie was he in?
Well, he's produced some other movies. I gotta look at his acting shit.
Everybody Wants
In
Some.
Figures?
Everybody
Oh,
Wants
Everybody
Some.
Wants Some.
Yeah, and that
I don't
was.
think I've seen that.
Yeah, so that was. Yeah, they were both in that movie together. So yeah,
I
they
have
already
not
had
seen
some.
that. I'm gonna watch that.
It's one of my favorite. I just totally forgot about it because it's been, like I haven't seen it in a couple of years. But yeah, those
Well, he's from
guys
Austin.
have.
Do you know that?
What's up?
He's a Texas actor. He's from
Yeah.
Austin.
I mean, well, that film was filmed in Texas.
Oh,
you
was
know,
it?
in
Oh.
Austin? Yeah, and San Marcos actually.
Big surprise.
So, but yeah, that they already had like some chemistry from that movie, just being acting together. So I mean, I was watching it because Pete Davidson from SNL is in it.
Yeah, he did.
So,
He was a tremendous job as a supporting actor. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Why don't you, we're already at 30 minutes. Why don't you go ahead and give a little brief synopsis on, or your brief thoughts on Incredibles, and that way you can just recommend it. We can talk about it if I've seen it before next Tuesday.
Well, I mean, it's been 14 years since Incredibles 2 came out, and I guess basically don't expect like a strong villain, but be happy to see your characters on screen. I felt like it felt like a continuation of the first movie. It did not feel like a sequel. So I really got to give Brad Bird, the director, he did a good job on that. Basically, if you want to go see something with the family, Incredibles 2 is the way to go. It's excellent. When you actually see it, we can talk more about it.
But I mean, for sure, I think I want to talk about next week. I want to talk about Jurassic World 2 because that's my dog. I love him in Guardians of the Galaxy. So anything he does, I fell in love with him on Parks and Recreation. So everything that he does, I'm pretty much sold in because I knew this motherfucker was destined for greatness, and the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy put him on, it thrills me to no end. So I definitely want to talk next week. I want to talk about Jurassic World 2. Yeah. So I hope that people watching get a chance to watch it, and I hope we have more people here next week. And again, if you're here next week and you have thoughts on what we're talking about, we can turn the camera on after we're done, and we'll edit you into the show. So you get a little piece of the limelight. If you have questions, ideas, anything you want to talk about, make sure you let us know. We're gonna and leave in the comments when you see the video.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. I mean, we're but I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Give us a like. Follow us.
And come up here, have a drink.
Yeah.
Or if you even come up to Renfield's when we're not here and tell them that you know about Renfield because you saw it on the show.
Right.
It all helps us out in the long end.
I mean, we got all the vintage video games going on. We got
Tuesday. Yeah, tell them about Tuesday nights in particular.
Tuesday nights they do Halo. They've got all Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Xbox One, PS2. There's so many classic games, and they're gonna be doing stuff they do a lot of stuff that's going to be dedicated to Madden and Halo.
You do tournaments and stuff?
Tournaments, yes. Call of Duty. So
shit.
And I'll be DJing some tunes in the background every once in a while. So
you're DJing?
Yes.
I thought they were going to get a good DJ.
Well, whatever. But anyway.
Well, I mean, at least there's a DJ. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe one day they'll get a good one, but maybe they'll replace me whenever this night gets picked up. So
yeah, I mean,
there's that possibility. So
we just want to thank Renfield's Corner and Roger Benton to let us do this, and it's just gonna be a work in progress, and I hope you enjoy, and then we'll see you next week.
So I think it's a good amount of time today. I think we covered Solo pretty well, and some other shit. Went on some tangents. We want to thank Sarah Jamie Lewis for being a somewhat of an executive producer and at least a drink runner.
Yeah.
She got me 2 drinks. Love her to death. Look for The Undine Immortals coming soon. We're filming that right now. What else do you need to plug? What else does DJ Brian Pibb got going on?
Okay, well, on Saturdays, I'll be here every Saturday at Renfield's, of course. And then I got things in the bracket. I'll be probably talking more about them next week.
We'll plug it every week. If you want to, if you have something you want to plug, you want to advertise with the Culture Kickback, please, hit us up. We'll have a little break in the middle and we'll start advertising and plugging whatever you got going on. But make sure you come to Renfield's Corner. They're open 7 days a week. Correct? 7 days a week.
Check them
out. It gets cracking on Friday and Saturday nights. Check it out. Brian's here on DJ on Saturday nights. It's great atmosphere.
Big J all days here on Thursdays and Sundays. Check him out.
We're gonna have a big night.
And they have other special guests on Fridays.
We're gonna have a big Tuesday night here coming up. We'll tell you more details about that
on the 17th. Yes.
Look for me on Bomb Takes. We'll be filming out an episode this week. Also look for Arnie Don't Care with me and my brother. We got a lot of shit popping. It's thebomb.com. Check it out.
If you want to BrianPibb.com too.
Check if you need a book, a DJ, listen to some remixes. Hit him up. But itsthebomb.com. You can if you need a book, graphic design, or if you need to get someone to direct your short film, music video,
We got you.
or a commercial, I got you. Anyway, we out this bitch.
See you next week.
Much love. Go to the movies, watch shit, pay shit. Don't stream it illegally. They need the money. So do I. Or at least don't stream. You know what? Don't illegally stream my shit. I don't really care. I don't really care if you watch it, whatever. Just don't. When I drop my shit, don't bootleg my shit.
Right.
Cause nigga, I'm broke. I need to get paid. Cause I'm broke, and so I want to get paid. I love doing what I do, and it's gonna anyway. We out this bitch. DJ Brian Pibb, John the Baptist, aka Premier Poppy, and
We out.
We out.